Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are having a good day, whatever you are up to. As always, let me know in the comment section what you are doing. Anyway, today we are going to talk about 5 mistakes beginner runners, but also experienced runners tend to make as they run. Now, I've made loads of mistakes since I've started running, and I still make loads to this day. But these are 5 that I've learned to be, very, very important, especially as you're beginning. So hopefully they're useful. So yeah, let's get into it. Number 1, I would say, going too hard on your easy runs. So obviously in a week you're going to have certain runs that are long, some that are short, some that are intense, and maybe like intervals or time trials. And after these days, say on a Tuesday you've got time trial or an interval session, on the Wednesday the likelihood is you're either going to be recovering, taking a full rest day, or you might go for a recovery run or an easy run. Now obviously if you go on this easy run and you treat it like one of your hard days and go full out with your music in, not thinking about recovery, the chances are you are not going to recover as best you could, and when you come to do another hard session like an interval session or a time trial, you're not going to be at full capacity to do that session. So if you can, really try and focus on that easy day. Doesn't have to be crazy slow, but just it should feel easy. It shouldn't be you're out of breath. It should be nice and relaxed. So you're ready to go for that hard session whenever it comes up again. So yeah, tip number 1, on your easy runs, make sure they are easy, okay, not too hard. Number 2, similar to that, it's doing too much too soon. Obviously with coronavirus recently and lockdown, loads of people have started running as a form of exercise, which is great to see. Loads of people getting Strava, but just generally getting into running, which is great. And obviously we've had the 5k challenges and the virtual challenges and all those kind of things to get people into the sport, which is great again. But obviously for some people this makes them maybe work harder or put more effort in than maybe they should at the start. Now obviously the reason not to go all in and do like 100 miles in 2 weeks straight at the start is the likelihood is you are going to get injured. I've been injured many times, and most of the time it's because I've done too much too soon or in a small space of time. So I get it. You want to do a lot. You want to do loads of quick work, so you can get that time down. But ultimately, the chances are you're probably going to be injured. If not in a week or a month, it might be a few months. But the chances are you're going to get injured. So big tip there: don't do too much too soon. Try and gradually move up the distance and intensity. Some people say it should never go up more than 5% a week. Some people say 10%, some people say 2%. But the point is never too much if possible. Big mistake a lot of people do. Number 3 is failing to either stretch or recover properly or rest properly. This is something that, again, I haven't done very well at all in the last few years. Kind of improving now. With stretching, I mainly do it to increase my range of motion. When you're running, obviously, your legs can only go back a certain point. Your hamstrings have a certain length, as do your calves and your quads. So if they're lacking flexibility, often because of lack of stretching or recovery, your running economy is likely going to be influenced. And the chances are you're not going to run as well as you could, and the chance of injury is probably higher. So if you can add a bit of stretching, especially after you run, obviously you want to do a little warm up before you run as well, but in terms of stretches after you run, you can find some good stretches online to do as well. I'm still learning a lot about stretching and recovery. Obviously, again, with rest, make sure you get a good amount of sleep. Try not to be partying every night if you really want to improve. So yeah, rest is important. You can use foam rollers, massage guns are quite a new thing, which are pretty cool, and obviously physios when they're about to give you a massage or help you, get back to where you want to be. Tip number 4, kind of similar to 2, is starting out too fast. Now this applies to just running in general, but also in a race format. So say a beginner runner is going to do park run. If you don't know, that's a 5k event every Saturday, well at least when they're on around the country and across the world now, to be fair. Now I've done this a lot and I still do it, to be fair, but basically it's 5k race, and preferably each split, so each time for each kilometre of the 5 kilometers should be pretty even generally. You can maybe do negative splits or positive, but generally they'll all be pretty similar to give you the best possible time. So say you're wanting to do a 30-minute 5k, which averages out at 6 minutes per kilometer. If you do the first kilometer in 4 minutes, the chance that you are gonna, and 30 minutes is your target time. If you do the first kilometer in 4 minutes, that's probably you going all out, and the chances are you are not going to come close to finishing that 5k in 30 minutes because you're going to gas out. You might be doing kilometers in 8 minutes, 9, 10. You get the point. That's an extreme example, but just don't go out too quick on that first kilometer. I know it's hard with loads of people around you, the adrenaline, but really try and focus on not going out too quick. So yeah, very important. Don't go out too quick. Don't get carried away with people around you, and just, you know, do the thing you need to do to get the best time you can. Final tip number 5 is making up for missing out on runs. So maybe there's a week and for whatever reason you skip 2 runs. I don't know why you do that. Maybe just lack of motivation or just not feeling it, whatever it is. But then the next week you're feeling great, you want to go again. Preferably you would not overload that week just because you've missed last week. If you do that again, the chances of injury are probably quite high, if not in that week, but the following week's a month. So if you do miss 2 runs or whatever, especially if you're a beginner, it's not the end of the world. You can always make up for it. Just don't worry about it too much, don't obsess, it's really not that big of a deal, and just gradually move up again. Everyone misses a run now and then, maybe not professional athletes, but any amateur athlete, there'll be days where for whatever reason they can't do a run. It doesn't mean you lose all that training from that run. It might just be a tiny setback, or it might even be better because you get more rest. So it might even be a positive. But yeah, don't try and make up for missed runs. But yeah, that's my 5 main tips for the kind of general beginner mistakes runners make. But as I said, a lot of experienced ones make them as well, including myself. Let me know if you agree with them, or if you don't. I'll be interested to hear that in the comment section. Feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you want to see more content. But apart from that, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.